So just recently, the NBA All-Star teams were announced from both the Eastern and Western Conference. And just like every year when the All-Star teams are made, there are always some NBA All-Star snubs. So in today's video, I'll be naming 5 players who I believe were NBA All-Star snubs. Before we get into the video, I ask you to drop a like on this video to help my channel grow, subscribe to my channel if you want weekly NBA content, and to help me reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers, and comment on this video to start a conversation with me to respond to all of my comments. And play that intro. The first player who I believe is an all-star snub is Sabonis, who missed the game despite averaging 21 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists on 53% from the field on the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference. And him missing the game is just inexcusable and a joke, and it just shows how underrated he is. You would think the 4th seed in the conference would at least get one All-Star, especially when he's playing as good as Sabonis. In my opinion, Sabonis should have been selected over Ben Simmons or Nikola Vucevic, since although Ben is one of the more underappreciated players in the league, his stats are significantly worse than Sabonis's, and I don't think Ben should be an all-star this season with the way Sabonis has been playing, and I definitely think Sabonis should be over Vucevic, who is having a great season and is one of the more underrated players in the league. So I'm happy to see him get a spot, but he's playing amazing, but they're putting up identical numbers, but the difference between the two is that Sabonis is the 4th seed while Vucevic is the 12th seed. Sabonis to me is the biggest snub, and it's very disappointing that he's not in the game. The second NBA All-Star snub to me is Trae Young, who probably doesn't have as good of a case as Sabonis, but he still should be in the All-Star game, as he is averaging 27 points and nearly 10 assists on decent efficiency. And even though the Hawks haven't been great this season, I don't know how a guy playing that great with those stats isn't in the game. The All-Star game is being hosted in Atlanta, so I would have thought that he might have made it just because it's in his city, and I don't necessarily think Trae should have been over any of the other guards, but I think he was more deserving than Vucevic and Simmons. And I think Trae didn't make it since a lot of the coaches don't like him because of his foul baiting stuff, and the coaches are the ones that were voting in the backups, so I think that was a factor, but Trae is definitely an all-star level player and even more. The third NBA All-Star snub to me is Devin Booker, who has been really good this season, averaging 24 points and 4 assists, shooting a crazy efficient 50% from the field and 38% from 3. Booker is on the 4th seed in the Western Conference, so he has been winning enough to make it. The clear guy everyone thinks Booker should be above is Chris Paul, and I kinda have to agree a little bit, but I don't think having CP3 in the game is a big stretch, since adding him was one of the things that has made the Suns way better this season, because now they're one of the better teams in the whole league, and before they were barely even a 9th seed. But I think Booker should have got the edge since he is the best player on this team and his stats are superior. But I think Booker will get in the All-Star game anyways since AD will need to be replaced, and I expect Booker to be the replacement. The 4th All-Star snub to me is Fred VanVleet, who has averaged 20 points and 7 assists on the 5th best team in the Eastern Conference. He has also been a big reason to why Toronto has bounced back from the disastrous 2-8 record. And I think the 5th seed in the conference should at least get one All-Star. But that's how I would like it, but I don't really see anyone that I would put Fred above, because I don't think he's over any of the guards like Jaylen Brown, Zach LaVine, and obviously not James Harden. But Fred has definitely played at an all-star level this season, and if he could be selected over Vucevic and Simmons, you can definitely argue that he should have. The 5th All-Star snub to me is De'Aaron Fox, who has underratedly been absolutely amazing this season, as he's been averaging 22 points and 7 assists on good efficiency. And although the Kings are pretty bad, De'Aaron has been so great and has played like one of the better point guards in the league. And I can't pick out someone specifically who he should replace, but he's just been so good. I would have loved to see him make it, and he's definitely an all-star player to me and one of the more underrated players in the league. Some honorable mentions is DeMar DeRozan, who has led the 6th-seeded San Antonio Spurs while putting up an efficient 20 points. Bam Adebayo has put up 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists, which is definitely all-star worthy. Brandon Ingram has put up 24 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists on efficient shooting. Tobias Harris has averaged 20 points and 8 rebounds on a crazy 51% from the field and 41% from 3, and I think he should be in the all-star game over Simmons. Malcolm Brogdon has averaged 22 points and 6 assists on the 4th seed in the conference and has definitely been an all-star level player. Jeremy Grant has averaged 23 points, but he's on a terrible team. Shea has been great, putting up 22 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists, shooting 50% from the field and 40% from 3, but he also is on a bad team. I think all of those guys are all-star level players, but the league is just too talented right now. But to conclude this video, I don't think there is too much snubs this season because the league is just way too talented and there will always be players who miss it. But I think they did a pretty good job selecting the All-Stars this season. And even though I was talking about how Vucevic and Simmons should be replaced, those guys are definitely All-Star level players. And I'm glad to see them make it since they are two very underrated players. So good job, NBA. Anyways guys, that's it for the video. Let me know who you think was the biggest all-star snub. Drop a like on this video to help my channel grow. Subscribe to my channel if you want weekly NBA content and to help me reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers. Comment on this video to start a conversation because I respond to all of my comments. And I'm